throw pillows are so expensive, but I made this one using a Dollar Tree placemat and some scrap vinyl. Let's go see. Hi friends, so for this project you're going to start out, you're going to need one of these Dollar Tree placemats. So this is what it looks like, just a fabric placemat, and they have these in all different colors. I think they have blue, red. During different seasons they have them in different colors. Anyway, I am using the blue one just because that's the design I am using, but again, feel free to use whatever you like. You're also going to need a pair of scissors. You're going to need some batting. You're going to need either a needle and thread or hot glue or something to sew it back up with. Then you're also going to need your design. Now, I just made this in a design studio, but you guys can use whichever design you want. Again, my husband's a police officer, so that's kind of the inspiration behind this. But you guys don't think that you have to have a Cricut. I say this in every video, but don't think you have to have a Cricut or a vinyl cutter or a heat press or any of that. You guys can make your own stencils. You guys can paint. You guys can print out one and trace it and make your own stencil. You can use fabric print, whatever you want to decorate this. I think it'd be cute to have your kids like draw a picture and put on all of these things, guys. There's so many different things you can do without having a Cricut and a heat press. So all of my crafts, I try really hard to explain how you can do it without one. I do have one. It makes life a little easier. But again, you guys are making Dollar Tree crafts. I know you guys are on a budget. I know you want to do things as frugally as possible. If you don't have one, you don't have to. So all of that being said, I have to weed out a couple of the E's and take this apart, but this is everything that you're going to need. Okay, you're going to start off by just deciding where you want whatever design you're going to put on yours. Now, these are 18 inches in length, and so that is what I cut my blue. Normally it's a blue line, but it's a blue placemat, so it's a black line, which works just fine. So I'm just going to put that semi in the center, and then what I like to do is I kind of like to layer it all out beforehand so I kind of see what it looks like. Now, that being said, of course, when you are doing vinyl, if you're new to vinyl, you have to do one layer at a time because you can't overlap the different colors. But I like to just kind of see what it's going to look like, and I'll show you kind of how I do that because I don't want it to stick to that. A lot of times I'll just put it in upside down, so you just kind of get a feel for the placement. But yeah, you're just going to kind of look around and see where you want everything to go. Now that I have a good idea of where I want everything, I am going to go press this. Now, you're going to want to use the manufacturer's recommendations when you do this. I'm using Sizer, so I'm going to be pressing at 315 for 15 seconds. And again, I'm going to go ahead and press all three of these at once because they're not overlapping. If they were overlapping, you couldn't do that. And then my second press, I will press the peacemakers in the middle of the black line. Okay, so here it is. I feel like it's kind of bright, so it's kind of a little hard to see. It turned out so cute. Oh my gosh, I love it. So now we are just going to make an opening in the back and fill it with our polyfill or stuffing. And I use like old pillows or anything for this, guys. It doesn't have to be actual like name brand polyfill. And when you're making a hole, you can make it as large or as small as you want. Just remember that the larger the hole, the more you're going to have to sew back up. So I always try to make the smallest one possible. And I always start by just kind of pinching the fabric just a little bit. And I'll probably do it in the middle. But I pinch the fabric just a little bit. And then that way it's not... that way you don't cut through the other side. Anyway, you're just going to make a little hole, and then just enough to like put your scissors in, and then you'll open it up just a little bit wider. You can also, if you don't want to do this, you can also just take out part of the seam. I'm just going to do this and then just kind of attach it back. No big deal though. Again, I just have a small hole, and again, I'll make it just a little bit bigger, but you can use it on the edge and just take out that seam and then close it back up. This works out either way. Start filling it up. Okay, so once you're all done filling it, then I just hot glued mine. And I'll show you, I didn't have enough hands, right? But anyway, I just put a little bit of hot glue on, and then I just smashed those edges together, and now I'm going to reinforce it with just a little bit more. But again, there are just so many ways that you can do this, guys. So many. You can sew it. I would normally sew it, but I broke my needle. So, you know, there's that. There's the thing. But anyway, we're just going to kind of let that seal up there. Thank you all so much for watching, and thank you all so much for subscribing. We're getting really close to that goal of 5,000 subscribers, so please hit that subscribe button if you haven't. See you later.